my god. Holy shit. Thank you, Wangles.
Wangles, what's up, man?
Wangless.
Wangless. And I kind of hope it's Wangless.
I have a very controversial opinion about Half-Life, the series from famous game development studio Valve. I think it's pretty good. Hold your applause. I know that not a lot of people like Half-Life, and it's kind of controversial for me to even say that. Here we can see this article that is put up by a website called roadtovr.com. With the Steam survey, there's almost 1 million VR users that have been added to Steam from the Half-Life Alyx game. Let's check it out. VR is a new market. Not a lot of people have VR headsets, and if they do, the technology is changing so much that they don't really have full support by other kinds of PC hardware. They're going towards that direction. However, right now, there's not a ton of people who have it. The latest figures from April on this website show that 1.91% of Steam users now had a VR headset connected to their PC over the course of April. This is a record high, and as we can see this chart down here from July 16th of what I assume is a super small percentage. They're able to buy some Oculus Rifts. It kind of goes up. There's not a lot of data here for some reason. I don't know what happened. But you can see here that it jumped up from, I believe that's March, a little bit above 1.2 to almost 2%. And those are Steam users. To put this in perspective, Steam users with connected VR headsets are now about twice as common as those using Linux and about half as common as those using Mac OS. The popularity between the different ways that people are playing it here: Linux, VR, Mac, and 8+ CPU cores. While Valve data is a useful way to see which headsets are most popular in Steam, the trend of monthly connected headsets has always been obfuscated because the data is given exclusively as percentages relative to the Steam population. So it's kind of hard to tell on their website how many people really have VR. And this data here is also charted by the website. So it's monthly connected headsets on Steam. So we're getting close to 3 million people, right? 2.7? It says right here 2.7 million headsets, which is a lot more than I would have figured. And it shows that Half-Life Alyx, after it came out, really kind of pushed the industry to generate and manufacture a lot of headsets, and it seems like a lot of Steam users are actually connecting. Here, of course, it was expected that Half-Life Alyx would lead to a jump in the numbers, and this is a huge jump, but the big question is how many of these extra monthly connected headsets will stay around. It is expected that there is a dip, but they're interested to see what portion of them stick long term. Now, Valve also has been making their own headsets, the Valve Index. They're about $1,000, very expensive. To give you an idea of how popular these are for the Valve Index, you can get just the headset and the controller, or the headset, or the controllers, or the base station. Now, the craziest part to me about this is, obviously this thing looks cool. Ships after 8 weeks, because they're still so popular. 8 weeks! People are lining up for 2 months just to get it still. That's how popular that Half-Life Alyx has made these. They are pushing the industry, and because this game was so well received and truly is a unique experience on VR, other developers are going to be getting into that marketplace and competing with Valve. So it's a good thing for everyone, even people like me who don't own a VR headset and they really want one. This article does point out that this is a Steam data only. It doesn't count anyone with PS4, PSVR, Quest, anything like that, where they're just standalone, and it doesn't really give us an idea of the total amount that's out there in the wild. It would be pretty dope to normalize VR gaming for the next gen systems, and I do hope that it gets there and also remains there for PC games. Good job, guys at Valve. I'm glad that you are making VR a priority, and you didn't have to. I do hope that means Valve starts to make more stuff. Again, their absence has been sorely missed. Another Half-Life game or a new IP would be a very interesting thing to see from Valve, and I think VR integration is a net positive for the industry, so good job. Getting almost 3 million people out there to play it. I'd say arguably it's a AAA release, right? Are there any other AAA releases for VR? Well, we're not going to count Sony ones for PlayStation. But, like Beat Saber is, I think, the biggest one I can think of outside of this. So very cool. You love to see it. Keep thriving out there. Keep turning valves. Keep getting steam. Keep building steam. Yay.